guys? It's Justin here with Greg and Vinnie. We are back with another episode of Baseball and Whatever. This is episode 16, I believe. So we are cruising along here. This is just a little bit of a special episode because tonight and tomorrow are the trade deadline days for Major League Baseball. So, of course, as a baseball podcast, we kind of have to do our due diligence and talk about all the trades that are going down. But before we get to that, if this is your first time listening to us, we're Baseball and Whatever. You can find us on Twitter at Baseball and What. You can search us on YouTube at Baseball and Whatever. And you can search for us on all of your podcast networks at Baseball and Whatever as well. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/baseball and whatever. So we usually like to start off with reading some comments, emails, and tweets that we got from our listeners. And this week is no different. So Greg, tell us, what do you got for us in terms of our comments?
Thank you, Justin. Good to be back with you guys. Good to be back home after a trip to South Carolina and some shenanigans with the airlines. But coming to you today a little bit tired, but nonetheless don't want to miss a thing. So
it's a nice Aerosmith reference. Nice job.
Yeah. Thank you. Try to work that in. Did a little online broadcasting at school right there. So to get to some comments we had on Twitter, we had Shayla revisiting the podcast. Shayla, of course, guested on Slime 007. If you haven't listened to that, check that out if you like the Bond movies. She just writes in, this was so much fun. Bond fans, hashtag Bond fans for life, which is kind of what we are now because we ranked 5 random Bond movies. We talked about it for an hour and we just clicked because that's what Bond fans do.
Yeah.
So it was a great interview. Please go check it out. It's getting a lot of attention on Twitter right now.
Yes, it is.
It was just a good conversation, which is like what we like to do here on Baseball and Whatever.
Vinny, we gotta find a way to. Next contract, we're gonna have to offer Greg more money or something because he's gonna leave us. He's not gonna need us much longer.
Or maybe we should start watching Bond films. So
yes, I think that's the thing. Well, I gotta say, as somebody who has only played Bond video games and only seen GoldenEye, as I was watching it, it was really fun. It was just a lot of fun. You guys did a great job. I also went and watched some of Shayla's YouTube channel, which is, I believe, Sweet Time, right?
Sweet Time with Shayla and her best friend Chelsea. They just do a lot of funky stuff on their YouTube channel. Definitely go check them out because what they do is pretty lighthearted, pretty fun, and not offensive like we are on Baseball and Whatever, where I'm sure we offend many because we try to, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think one of the ones I watched was like Two Truths and a Lie, and obviously I've never met them besides talking to Shayla a little bit on Twitter. But it was actually pretty entertaining. So yeah, check it out.
It is fun. And it was, I've only talked to her on Twitter before. So it was the first time actually seeing her, actually speaking with her. And it just worked right away. And, like I said before, we just had a ton of fun and she's a friend of the podcast now. And we hope to have her on too. And quite a talented baseball player, she was telling me in her younger years up there in Canada. So,
there you go.
Like I said, please go check that out. We had a ton of fun recording that, and we hope to make that a thing on Slime. So be in store if you enjoy listening to it. Please give it a listen. And then we have our returning friend on Baseball.
I saw
Whatever.
that. Yeah,
this guy is on YouTube. It's
glucosamine
chondroitin on YouTube.
I did look it up too.
You did look it up.
It's like that is a term for something. It's some type of chemical that is in the cartilage and tissue in your joints.
Oh,
they're a doctor.
So yeah, maybe he's in the med field. I don't know.
Medfield. Okay, Dr. Condom, you wrote in. Did Chris meet Adam Dunn? Chris responded saying he did not. No, did we bring up Adam Dunn?
No. I think this listener was just curious because he knew that Dunn played on the team for a little bit. So
I mentioned what two
Konerko and
Jim Thome. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Dr. Cunningham, he did not meet Adam Dunn, but that would have been interesting too because he's very polarizing White Sox player for some people.
Yes.
But Dan Bernstein for sure.
Yeah. Good call. So, no, but thanks for writing in. Keep up the comments, everyone. YouTube, Twitter, whatever you got. We love hearing from you. So
yeah, please do. Yeah, and if you're curious about what it's like to work at a ballpark in the MLB, please check out that interview we did with Chris. That was a lot of fun. Just in general, we got some more upcoming episodes. I believe next Thursday, if all goes according to plan, we are going to be meeting up with one of the guys from the Disney on the Rocks podcast. They reached out to us, and they are two dads who like Disney, and they crack open a couple drinks and they sit around and talk Disney and get progressively tipsy as they do it. So they reached out and wanted to know if we want to talk to them. So I know one of them is a Mets fan, so we'll talk a little bit about the Mets next week. We'll see if they make any big moves. And then they asked us if we would like to rank our top 5 Disney movies. But this is where it's going to get tough, gentlemen, because I don't remember enough Disney. Is no live action, no Marvel, and no Star Wars. That was
so like Pixar and just
no Pixar too. That was the other one.
So just Disney Animation Studios.
Just Disney Animation Studios. So I'm really gonna have to look up. It's been probably a good 25 years since I've seen a Disney animated movie. So
it's been.
I say for you guys, probably a little bit
minutes for us, Vinny. Yeah. Minutes for us. So
yeah.
I have a couple in mind already. I'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Jumping out.
We got that. I apologize. I said next week. That's in 2 weeks. And then next week, we're going to have Michael Finney of the Chicago 1893 Media Project. He did a documentary and some stuff all about the World's Fair in 1893. We'll talk about that. I'll see if we can talk a little bit about H.H. Holmes with him. He was the first serial killer in the United States. If you want to get into the gory details there, maybe he'll have a little bit of info on that. But I love talking Chicago history, so that should be fun too. And we'll see what else we got in the pipeline. So I guess without further ado, we better jump to baseball so we can let Greg get to sleep. I know he's jet lagged. I can see it in his eyes.
Damn you, American Airlines! But we got a lot of news to get.
I was going to say I had American Airlines all lined up to be our first sponsor, but I guess you're not on board with that anymore, huh, Greg?
Oh, they can be our sponsor if they're willing. If they're willing to sponsor this podcast, all will be forgiven.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not that hard. Not that hard to make up for, but we'll burn through this White Sox stuff pretty quick because there's happenings on the north side right now.
Oh,
there are changes, there are things going on, there's sadness, there's joy, there's
pitchforks,
something going
there's
on. Some actual changes too, maybe some steps for the future, but what do you guys want to get to with the White Sox right here? I've been kind of tuned out for baseball the last couple of weeks since I've been away. But,
that's understandable.
I do have some reactionary stuff. I suppose.
I mean, means retirement.
Yeah, it's all. We kind of missed that because that happened like right after we finished last week. So what was your take on your means retirement?
Stupid. That was stupid. What do you retire? You tweet out something saying it's over. It's like you work your whole damn life to stick around the big leagues, and you do it, and you get sent down because you start sucking, and then you'll return to the big leagues eventually. You're still a big league quality player, but it's like this. I have no time or no patience for this dramatic bullshit. Tweeting it out, making up shit. No, I don't have any place. I don't have any place for that.
That just
especially
seems like
with no good cause. I mean, there was nothing glaring that stood out to me. I mean,
it seems like a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's 28. I mean,
immature.
Thank you. That's the perfect word. Very immature.
Very immature move from
wanting the attention.
And we know he's not. It's coming out. We said it before. The work ethic. He's not the greatest clubhouse guy.
Right.
And you kind of forgive that for production, but stuff like this is just a turn off, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if he comes up to the big club and starts hitting again, that's fine. But knock this kind of shit off. I mean, I have no time for this.
I heard he was opening a bar on the South Side called Idiots 2.0.
We're gonna have a South Side. It's gonna be a chain restaurant.
Him and Tommy LaStella can be perfect co-owners, co-managers.
Yeah, we saw the same thing with the Cubs, and again during the Cubs World Series run too. Yeah, so maybe this is a good omen.
It could be.
The White Sox have a player that acts just as immature as Tommy LaStella. That
if it works out, I'll go with
showed up. He didn't just like, no, I'm not going to show up to
just disappeared.
Assignment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one knows where he is.
Yeah. Well, our Vinny and I were talking about this before we started recording, and I think this is where I'm kind of curious. Is Greg, what is your take on Ozzy's rant about Yermin?
Typical Ozzy. I don't know why everyone's so surprised over it. Ozzy's offended, insulted, and made terrible, awful comments about the people, places, anything when he was managing, when he's announcing, he was just sitting at home. And and Yermin, and everyone's like, oh yeah, he shouldn't have said that about Yermin, this and that and the other. Like, Yermin could affect Yermin. I'm like, if Yermin is bothered by Ozzy, then that's then I don't want anything to be bothered by Yermin, because Ozzy is pretty insignificant. Yeah. So, he does pre and post game for White Sox baseball. I mean, that is all you do for the game right now, which is minimal. Yeah. So yeah, Ozzy's going to have his rant. I mean, he called out so many players when he was managing. When Gordon Beckham first came to the league, he's like, how do you think Gordon Beckham doing? He said he stinks just like everyone else. Said a few names here and there about him. So yeah, what? Didn't
Did Yermin upset him or insult him somewhere along the way? Because
I don't think
his comment would seem kind of personal.
Well, I mean, that's just Ozzy, because I think he's that old school manager that doesn't have time or patience for this kind of BS, kind of like the same way I reacted to it. So I mean, that's just my take on it. I mean, insulting anyone is never a good thing, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I mean, those are just kind of meaningless words from, I mean, quote unquote, a nobody. If you look at it through.
Don't say that, Greg. He'll come after you next.
Yeah. Oh, he can come after me. That can only mean good things for the podcast. And I love you, Ozzy. Don't get me wrong. I still love Ozzy Guillen, but that really, I mean, it upset me too, that kind of stuff. But I mean, those comments, I mean, they're just typical Ozzy words to me. Nothing more, nothing less. So
yeah. I mean, I feel like I was kind of surprised. I thought Ozzy had kind of been a little bit tamer now that he's on TV, and it seems like he's still trying to make a comeback as a manager, but I think that door is slowly shutting now. I mean, or it has been shut. I don't know.
Shut, since
so I'm like, I don't know.
If it wasn't going to be this job this year, then there's really
probably nothing.
I think the game's kind of passed him up a little bit. But then again,
we thought that about Tony.
With Tony, yeah.
Yeah, but Ozzy's not a Hall of Famer either, so that has something else to do with it.
True.
So
that's true.
So
I mean,
that's all I really
the only other Sox stuff I had was that they recently lost 3 or 4 to Kansas City. They've only scored more than 4 runs once in the last 2 series.
Yeah, losers. Hit the baseball. Sure, look at that stupid ass lineup they put up today.
Yeah, that
Andrew Vaughn said, "Get out of here. We're trying to win. Yeah. We're trying to, we're still trying to win a division here. We want to be contenders in the postseason. You can't put out fucking lineup like that. I'm sorry, that lineup looked dumb."
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Where was Tim Anderson and Abreu?
Who the hell knows? Maybe they got scheduled off days or something, or something. She was like, "Oh yeah, great, Tony. Those you schedule those off days together, and you're getting shut out by Kansas City. Yeah, real nice, real nice." So, and then we had a couple of trades right here. You know what? These are actually pretty solid trades. So you haven't been paying attention.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, look at this right here. I mean, so let's go over really quick. The White Sox acquire second baseman Cesar Hernandez from the Indians and Ryan Tepera from the Cubs. Look, friends, family, White Sox fans out there, I know they're not the flashy names. We all like the flashy names out there. But let's remember, guys, we needed upgrades at the positions. We're trying to upgrade the righties in the bullpen and then trying to eliminate the Mendick and the gives from the second base slot. Yeah, Cesar Hernandez is not the flashy name, but he's got a little bit of pop on that bat. He's tied for the most home runs on this team right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't he almost leading the White Sox?
Yeah, I think he's tied. I think he's got 18. What Abreu has 17 or 18. Yeah, guys, it's not Trevor Story. I get that. It's not Adam Frazier. It's not Eduardo Escobar, who would have been nice too, but then they couldn't match the Brewers package again. They lose out to the Padres again for Adam Frazier.
Yep.
I'll take Hernandez, if it's just as long as we get an upgrade over the position. I like the move. like I said, it's not the fun move, but it's an upgraded position. Same with Tepera. Under 3 ERA, righty out of the bullpen. We could use.
He's been struggling all the past couple outings for the Cubs.
We'll get him out. We got a different mentality in our bullpen a little bit. So I mean, he's come to contender now. We'll pick him up a little bit. I like both moves. Plus, he's a Cy Young finalist, so you can always.
That's true. Right, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah,
or the Cy Young. Yeah, Cy Young or MVP. I'm sorry.
No, MVP. I think it was an MVP.
Was it MVP? That's right. So
that voter should have his ballot rescinded too. Can't even vote for the right guy.
But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I think they're good. And from a Sox fan, I think they're good moves. I'm happy with them, and I think Rick did a good job. So I said, it's nothing flashy, but I mean, everyone's like, oh yeah, no, he's out on these guys, out on that guys. I'm like, he got some upgrades at the position. He's doing the right thing. So
it to me, it screams typical White Sox move. Like they didn't get the biggest name,
totally,
the flashiest guy, like you said. But they got somebody that's serviceable, and hopefully that'll work out. So
I'll take it.
So, Vinny, you got any other White Sox tidbits you'd like to share before we move on?
I just thought Chafin was the guy that they should have won after.
Yes, I would have taken Chafin over Tepera too, but
without a doubt, taking Kimbrel if he's still there.
Do you think that Rick is valuing his prospects too much?
No,
that's a good question.
No? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think. I mean, I think he was willing to shop these guys. We just got beat by the other teams or whatever or something. So I don't, because on the other side too, I know Jerry has no problem dealing with dealing with these guys other, and there might be something more in the works still. I don't know, probably not, but for what we got and who we gave up, I think we came on top with both of these. So
I'll do the job.
I mean, for me, like I said before, the big names, not used to the big names over here on the South side.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to speculate. Obviously, it's always nice to dream, but then, as a Sox fan, you come back down to earth and I'm like, okay, hopefully we got our quote unquote Jeff Blums, for this season. Like guys are going to show up and be heroes later. So.
There you go. All right.
So yeah, we'll see. Looking at this in a little more positive light, I suppose. But,
I like this positive Greg. I don't know if is it the jet lag. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It could very well could be, but of course, these guys Cesar Hernandez could step up to play and just have an ugly strikeout. I'm like, yeah, cut him. So and keep the prospect we sent over. We don't care. Just get him off the team.
Just get him back. Yeah,
we'll see. Just you get the
trying to be positive.
Hit for that power a little bit, because the numbers, nothing spectacular, but this guy can hit, and Tepera can be solid out of a strong bullpen. We'll take it. Take it. We just need those guys to do their jobs. They don't have to be fancy or shiny. Just do your job.
There you go. Last thing I have before we move on to the Cubs. I think Vinny, did you put this on here? La Russa got his first ejection of the season last week. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, good for him. He was able to find his way out of the dugout. He was awake. Yeah,
it was really nice to see. I wish he lost it a little more. But Tony's old. It's good to see our guy arguing balls and strikes up there once in a while.
Yeah. Do you think he was sleepwalking out on and he just kind of was like, maybe I should make a scene and get myself out of here.
Right. He looked more sleepwalking, trying to argue the Moncada thing, I think. But when Moncada missed the plate. But no, I was really happy to see La Russa get ejected over some bullshit.
Those bad calls.
Bullshit, balls and strikes calls. So no, it's good to see a manager step out and do that. That's what you want to see. So
excellent. All right. Well, now we go to the team that's wheeling and dealing. And that
changing it up. Yeah.
The Chicago Cubs. So I guess should we start with the big one right off the bat? And that was like 2 or 3 hours ago at this point? Anthony Rizzo was traded to the New York Yankees for, let me pull up their for
the number 9 and 12 prospects.
Yes, Alexander Vizcaino and Kevin Alcantara. So
very nice, very nice.
Alcantara is an outfielder
on the team.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And then Vizcaino is a right-handed pitcher. So, yeah, I mean, I'm of two minds on this one. I'm excited to see them actually getting some decent prospects back, which is great. I think they also got a better prospect package back because they are paying Rizzo's salary the rest of the way for the Yankees.
You don't say. Wait, I thought the Ricketts were cheap. They don't pay salaries. They're trying to shed salaries. They don't do that. The Ricketts are cheap. Darn those Ricketts.
They're still cheap assholes.
Yeah, they're still cheap.
Oh, yeah, they're still a bunch of
this
dicks.
is what everybody kept saying. Oh, they wanted a bad team so they could shed salaries. They didn't do that. They're actually paying salary. That doesn't count. You can't have it both ways.
I think
they aren't being cheap.
I do agree with you, Vinny. I think for me, and this kind of bleeds into another topic that we're going to talk about, but like, I'll be honest, I have a hard time separating it because I hate Tom Ricketts. Well, I shouldn't say I hate. That's not very nice. I never met the guy. But anyway, I can't stand Tom Ricketts. I think he's a dick. Just the fact that, the ticket sales, they're the highest costing tickets in the entire MLB. And then obviously not so much now, but earlier he kept crying foul that we have no money and blah, blah, it's like, come on. I don't want to hear you're a multi-billionaire. You have all your dad's money, whatever. I get that. And then the fact that they were more focused on renovating the neighborhood in the park and all that stuff, whatever. Anyway, the Rizzo stuff though, I get frustrated because of two reasons. First of all, I want to know, and I don't know if the Cubs organization will ever release this, but be honest with the fans. What did you offer him, or did you offer him anything before you traded him and said, okay, this is the final offer. This is as high as we're willing to go. Yes or no. And then let the fans know, hey, this is what we gave him. Like that would get you such a better PR move, and just say, hey, we tried. He values himself as more. So we did our best. We got 2 decent prospects back and we're done. You know what I mean? Like this guessing game of, okay, well,
they offered him a contract.
Last
he turned
year.
it down and then did. No, this offseason they did.
Yes, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they did. And he said he wasn't going to do contract talks.
Yeah.
After that, he said he set the deadline.
He said he did set the deadline.
Yeah. He set the deadline. They did an offer. He thought he was worth more, and
clearly not this season.
I'm looking at him going, no, that was probably pretty fair. I thought at the time they probably should have paid him $10 million more on the total contract. But now it's just like
with the back issues.
I don't think so. Yeah, back issues again are coming up and.
Yeah, if you go on Twitter, and Vinny and I were talking about this, like right now, the fan base in general is so angry with Rizzo being traded, which I don't know why they're this upset, because you knew this was coming. And I mean, there's a lot of what's anger directed towards Ricketts. And, like you said, Vinny, they didn't have to pay the salary to get better prospects. They could have just said, yeah, he's yours now. We'll take whatever prospects you'll give us. So in that regard, they are doing right. I don't know. It's hard to separate, then you roll into Marquee, right, and that's been a disaster. They're
doing the smart baseball move. I mean, it's never a good look when you're paying the guy to play against you, technically, even though I don't know what he's facing the Cubs, but there's a guy in an expiring contract. They got a pitcher in the deal or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, go ahead, and it's okay, to set, the smart baseball aside. It's okay to be a fan. I'm like, hey, this guy was a World Series hero for us. He's been with the team forever. He's beloved. Everyone's got his T-shirts. It's sad to see your guy go, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the return. There's the baseball side of it, but sometimes you just say, the hell with baseball dealings and front office and all that bullshit. You're at a team. You're at a point where your rebuilt team, that was built for sustained success, has come to the end. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way they wanted.
Never came,
and it's just the time where it's over now. Whether he comes back or not, it's still open for a window. But there's just there's just like an end game a little bit with this. And then you'll just kind of see where it is. I mean, it's just even weird for me to say that Anthony Rizzo is going to be, a Yankee. I mean, that's just I don't think that was any, I thought, hey, maybe the Red Sox, something if he goes out east or whatever. I know that was a big one. But
at least he's got no facial hair to shave, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. You might have to get a little bit of a haircut, but Yeah, it's just, it's just kind of, I mean, you talk to, any Cub fan out there, that doesn't, follow the team as closely or whatever, but they know the guys and like, wow, they traded Anthony Rizzo. He's gone now. It's just a little bit of a shock.
It's a big change in the clubhouse. I did think it was kind of funny. Our guy, Bruce Levine, number one tweeter for your sports tweets. Yeah. Says Anthony Rizzo told Bruce Levine that he wanted to stay with the Cubs. He told them, I'd rather sink with the ship. If it's going to burn down, I want to burn down with it. At which point Rizzo said that he and Jed Hoyer had a very emotional talk, and Jed Hoyer traded him to the Yankees. So,
whether or not you want to stay, if it's burned down, the Cubs have to do what's best for them.
Oh, too. At that point, I totally understand. Yeah.
And you know what? They can still sign them.
Yeah,
they can sign all these guys. Maybe they're just playing the long con on the whole league. They can all
return next year if they wanted. Yep.
I didn't put it on the outline because it hasn't been confirmed and it hasn't happened yet. But there was some talk that they were trying to talk to the Padres about taking on Eric Hosmer's contract for the next 4 years because it's so bad, and then also get some really good prospects in the mix with that. I didn't realize Hosmer was having that bad of a season. I thought he was still a decent player, but apparently he's
definitely not living up to what he got. I think he got a 7-year the year before they got Machado or something.
Okay,
that's interesting. Sport. Get some of those Padres prospects for them. They got a good.
I would be on board with that.
Take that on. Have him. Have
keep going to that well
baseman. Yeah. That might be something for. Yeah, you deal with a little bit of Hosmer, but he's still a very serviceable, very good.
And he's a decent clubhouse guy too.
Yeah, guy they can learn from and everything. So
he's hitting 269, 333 on base percentage, and slugging a whopping 382.
Ooh,
okay. So the power's not there anymore, but still serves for former Gold Glove for his base.
Yeah, it's not as
it's
bad.
Not going to make it worse. So
and again, if that is true and they do that again, that's Ricketts not being cheap. So. They're spending. They're starting to spend.
They are
again. We're spending.
I think Vinny's our biggest Ricketts defender on this podcast. He has to be.
I defend the business side of it.
You don't have to. You don't have to, Vinny. I know you.
But
like
I have to. I don't
feel like you have to.
No, I have to because I feel like I need to. Cubs fans need to educate themselves and not be so emotional.
I think it's the wrong fan base for it.
I know. I'm dying on a hill.
God bless you for fighting that battle.
Yeah,
Vinny.
good luck with that one, Vinny.
I'll die on that hill. I don't care.
I don't know how that's going to go for you.
Honorable battle you have chosen right there.
Yeah, I know.
It makes sense. I mean, no,
I try. I'm hoping that Cubs fans will come out smarter. Just try to be.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah,
but maybe I should start with a smaller fan base or something.
Yeah. You might want to start with the Rays or something like that.
The A's,
the Rays,
10 fans.
Yeah,
exactly.
Coliseum.
Justin being one of them.
Yeah, I'm a bandwagon A's fan. I only like them when they're good, and I think it's because I like Moneyball. That's probably why. Yeah. All right. Lastly, in terms of, I shouldn't say lastly, the Cubs also, speaking of the A's, the Cubs traded Andrew Chafin to the A's. They got in return outfielder Greg Dykman and right-handed pitcher Daniel Palencia. Palencia is, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
He's not.
Dykman is the number 9 prospect in the A's farm system, correct?
Yeah, that I don't.
Says Cubs get back one of Oakland's top 10 prospects in Dykman, number 9 per MLB Pipeline. He is a 26-year-old, batting 300, 432 on base, 4 home runs, and 7 steals in 59 games. Palencia, the pitcher, is a 21-year-old right-hander. He is in his first professional season after the A's signed him out of Venezuela. I know Vinny and I were talking about this. There were some people that were kind of upset because this what's his name? Dykman from Oakland is 26. But I think realistically, when you think about it, if he spent a year in a year in AA, and then, the COVID year where the minors weren't really playing, and then this year was his AAA year. Really, I mean, if you think about his ability level, he's really only at a 25-year-old's level, right? So, I mean, really, I don't think that's that bad of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's something decent. I think it's a decent prospect. I don't know what you guys think, but
nope, I like him. Everything I've been hearing about him, he changed. He was just a power guy, but now he's changing it up, and he's
all fields.
He's spraying the ball around. He's got a high he's on base percentage right now. His slash line is 300, 433, 452. He was a power guy not last year because he lost a season, but in 2019 he had 634 slugging percentage. So he's supposed to be a real high IQ guy at the plate. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What positions does he play?
It just has outfield, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right fielder, first baseman, and third baseman.
Oh, so if that means less
Rizzo's replacement,
yes, or less seeing Ian Happ or Jason Hayward, that would be great.
Yep. Well, we'll always see Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Even when he's gone, there'll just be like just image. They'll probably cut his face.
They're still paying me just to stand here.
There's a good example of the Ricketts not being cheap right there. I'll give them that. So
that's true. I think, they probably still want a little more out of that one. But a couple other things real quick. Nico Horner is hurt again. I feel like, I don't know if is it too early to start to get worried about his ability to stay healthy? Or do you think these are just fluke things? I don't know.
What's this one? This one's
oblique strain, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of painful from what I've heard.
Yeah. Good. He's 24, so I don't know. We'll wait till he's 26 and start worrying. I don't know. The soft tissue stuff is never good.
No.
But if it was something like a broken hand or something, that's more freak. But soft tissue stuff is stuff that always keeps coming back. But who knows? Maybe he'll get over it and
go from there. What about Vinny? I think you put this on there. What was your take on Javi and Garrett with that walk off the other night?
It was great to see.
That was so cool.
I don't like Amir Garrett.
No,
but I find it odd that Javi. Amir Garrett really knows how to push Javi's buttons. And
yes, he does.
He shouldn't be bothering. Javi shouldn't be bothered by Amir Garrett.
No, I don't understand.
Trash.
Yeah,
it seems like it started. Someone had posted a video of everything leading up to that, and the first thing was Amir Garrett striking out Javi, and then Javi staying back to chat with him and kind of step towards the mound. It's like, what are you doing? He struck you out. And then the next one was Rizzo getting struck out, and then Javi stepping on the field. And then it was the game when he got the walk off. But it's just like I don't get why Amir Garrett bothers Javi so much. He must say something bad about his mother or something like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Javi does not like him at all. And I love the trash talk from Javi. It was great. I'm surprised he didn't get suspended.
There was a lot of people calling for that.
With trash talking because with the Castellanos thing, I thought for sure he was going to get suspended, but all he got was a fine. So I was kind of surprised in that.
Yeah. It's making baseball exciting and fun. So I say the more of that, the better. Seeing him, sweeping his bat, so to speak, was just hysterical. I was all for it. So last thing I guess I'll say is, who do you guys think between today and tomorrow, who else do you think gets moved? Anybody else? Kimbrel. Sorry. Kimbrel.
Yeah.
I'd say Kimbrel and Brian.
Schwarzenegger.
Detective Kimbrel from our Schwarzenegger. Kindergarten.
Kimbrel and Brian for sure.
Not the Tuma.
Jed's not doing his job if he's not getting pieces back from everybody.
Yeah.
You think like all of the core? You think there's somebody that's left?
I think the only person that's left is going to be Contreras.
Okay.
Yeah, I think of the three, Kimbrel, Baez, and Bryant, they got to all.
Yeah,
go.
I think
Kimbrel's just going to go because he's got 2 years. Yeah, he's got 2 years left this year and next year. So
it might be the biggest return. Yeah,
and you're not. They're not going to be. They'll be competing maybe for a playoff spot, but not for. Again, they're not competing for the World Series just like they weren't this year.
No,
like they weren't last year or the year before. Let's be honest.
No,
the offense has been broken, and that we've been since that comment was made. This day has just been. It has been inevitable, just kind of like Thanos.
Well, and Vinny, I think that's a good point. Is a majority of the fan base has been bragging on the fact that it's been broken, and I am right there with them that it's been broken since after the World Series, and now they're finally addressing it. And now people are getting a little bit upset. I get
shocking.
it. Change is tough. I will be the first to admit that. But my biggest thing is I will not go through another 3, 4, 5 year complete teardown rebuild. If they can bring in prospects and keep rebuilding,
yes, he will, Justin.
Don't.
Yes, he will.
Okay, you're right.
Yes,
but
you will.
He's buying a lot of other teams' hats.
Yeah,
so
I got an A's hat now. I was rocking my Padres hat the other day.
I hope he doesn't become an A's fan, but
I don't. No, I wouldn't. I did like them when they had Ruben Sierra. I don't know if anyone remembers Ruben Sierra, but
Ruben Sierra, he was also a Cub, wasn't he?
he might have been. I don't remember. All right. On that note, let's move on. Just some quick hits around the MLB. I had my
before
yes,
we do that.
Do
you guys have? I know I put it on Twitter. I thought Bryant was going to be a Philly. I don't know that. I kind of pulled that one out of the hat a little bit.
I think Bryant what do you guys is a Met. I say he's a Met.
You still sticking with the Mets?
I'm sticking with that. The guys from the Disney podcast, the one messaged me, goes, "Hey, if you guys want to talk about Bryant being a Met on the show, I'll be happy to." I'm like, "Don't do that to me."
You can bring on Jack Lugo too.
Yeah, that's right. That. Yeah. Vinny, what about you?
Bryant to the Rays. If the Cubs pay the salary, I think Bryant to the Rays makes sense because then the Rays don't have to worry about his salary, and maybe they can get some good prospects from the Rays.
There you go. That's an
apparently the Nationals are telling people don't go to sleep. There is a big move coming. I don't know what that means, but
Schwarber to the Red Sox.
That's Scherzer one of them. That is one of them.
Scherzer to the Padres, maybe too.
He's going to the Dodgers supposedly now.
Oh, really? Is it the Dodgers now
with Trey Turner?
Yeah, I heard the package. Yeah, the package for Trey Turner. So.
Yeah, let's go. I'll run through a couple of these. If there's anything you guys want to say on them, feel free. The first one now, there's a couple sources. They haven't officially confirmed it yet, but the story has been saying that Max Scherzer and Trey Turner will be going to LA, which just. That is one team I hate.
That is outstanding. That is just, I hate that team
is just so much.
Wow. LA fucking.
That might be the team I dislike. Well, no, I take that back. The Cardinals are number one that I dislike the most, and the Dodgers might be a close second.
Dodgers are easy to hate.
Yeah, I don't like them
with their all-star teams. They dish out over there. So
so
must be nice to be a fan of them, but on this side, it's just like God damn, I hate those bastards.
Yeah, if you're a Dodgers fan, please write in and tell us what it's like.
How do they have any assets to be trading?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Like I don't.
Well, apparently they do because landing all these guys. I mean,
they must just be good drafting.
Hate them as much as you want. But it's like, damn, you wish your team modeled their business model. So
that's. We also got a couple minutes ago, it broke that supposedly Kyle Schwarber is going to the Boston Red Sox. So he will
hold on, though. That's a Bob Nightingale report.
That's a Bob Nightingale. All right, so hold off on that one. Thank you. Oh God, there's another man.
Pause on that one. Yeah.
We also know that the Mariners have acquired Diego Castillo from Tampa Bay. They're going to have him be their closer. It's very surprising what Tampa's doing, where they're definitely a contender, but they're moving pieces. You wouldn't think that they'd be moving major pieces. Obviously, I'm wondering if they know something about Rich Hill that was it the Mets that got Rich Hill? Does that sound right?
Mets got,
I wonder if do they know something? Maybe I'd imagine you'd have to disclose that. But
he probably didn't. He probably didn't work into their off-season plan the way they wanted him
that
to.
Could
or
be.
Something. They're like these weird pitching scientists or whatever.
Yeah,
they have all these mathematicians, figuring out. Like, well, if Rich Hill pitches 3 innings here, we might not be able to.
Now
use
I'm just
this
imagining
situation. So
Professor Frank.
Are those a Bond fan? Are those a Bond people coming over? and now they're scientists for the Rays.
They're growing pitchers in like vats and tubes of Bacta in Star Wars.
Seriously, that honestly might be it because there's no other reason to kind of we'll see if that becomes like a postseason matchup or something like that down the road, like a World Series matchup. I'm like, who wins that one?
It might be.
So.
We also got the Dodgers also acquired Danny Duffy from Kansas City.
So long, Duff man. I want the door hit you on the ass on the way out. I'm not happy to see that guy get out of the division. So
the Yankees also acquired Joey Gallo from the Rangers. I mean, the Yankees are really now. Okay, here's my question for you guys: you think they're trying to make a run for this season, or is this for next year?
This is
It's got to be for this year.
Yeah,
this year? 'Cause, I mean, they were
definitely for
still-
this year, yeah.
Rizzo's just a rental.
Yeah, that's
so-
true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like a wild card team at this point, right? They don't have a chance at the division.
They need pitching too,
Yes,
though.
they
But
do.
they're
Yeah.
trying to powerhouse that line. I mean, they just added 2 big lefty bats, so big on base guys too.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
Gallo's got what? Is Gallo going to be a free agent next year? Or has he got another year of control? I can't
That's a good
remember.
question. I honestly don't know. I feel like he's got maybe 1 year left. I could be
Okay.
wrong. The A's also acquired Sterling Marte from the Marlins to play
Yeah,
in the outfield.
I was looking at that guy for a while, Starling Marte. and
Yeah.
oh, he might be.
I feel like he was a Pirate prospect, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
He
was
came
on
up with the Pirates, and I just
Yeah.
remember them making such a big deal
Yep.
about him. And granted, he's a decent player, but I don't think
Mhm.
he ever made it to what people were originally saying he was going to be. I could be wrong. I don't follow the Pirates, but I just remember.
I think he did have some decent highs or whatever. I
Yeah.
was looking at Starling
He
Marte
got-
when Robert and Jimenez went down. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna need an outfielder. But with
Yeah.
them coming back, I'm like, the Han's not gonna go after him if he's got the 2 big guys coming back.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Didn't
That's
Starling
true.
Marte get suspended for PED use?
I believe he
Is
did.
that him?
Was that him or Polanco? It was one of those 2 guys.
Yeah.
It might have been guys because there's also Gregory Polanco on the Pirates. So,
And Joey Gallo has 1 year left.
1 year.
This is
Okay.
his
1 year
last
left, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The other
2021.
two-
Pirates Starling Marte suspended 80 games, so
Oh,
he was
geez.
suspended for
Okay.
PED use.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
In news of second basemen that Rick Hahn couldn't get, we got Escobar went to the Brewers. So we'll see how that. And then
Whoopsies.
the Padres, who apparently just are taking everyone, have Adam Frazier now, which is very exciting.
Whoopsies. Rick loses to the Padres again. Big surprise. Must be nice to have 2 all-star
Uh-oh.
second basemen.
Vinny, I think Greg is waking up. He's starting to get more upset now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, way to go. Like, once again,
You
we
realize
get
what
out
time zone he's in.
twice.
Yeah.
Twice we get beat for our second base upgrade. You know, like I said before, the Cesar Hernandez is fine, but when we're losing out to some of the bigger names here, Escobar, who, according to Bob Nightingale, we had in the bag already. We
Yeah, that was a done deal.
Yeah.
We just had to get a final John Hancock or something like that. No, he's going to the Brewers actually, who might actually make a run here with that freaking pitching staff, and now they got some more power. And then Adam Frazier, leading the league in whatever he is, hits or something, goes to the Padres so they can, just add another all-star to the team and dump bad salary off and this, that, and the other, move their all-star second baseman around and be really good and really fun and just outbid everyone because they can.
Here's a question for you guys. Who would you rather have to talk to, Gordon Wittenmeyer or Bob Nightingale?
Gordon.
Bob. I feel like
I'd say-
Bob would have some good stories to make up. Gordon Whitmire stinks on the air. Garbage.
I would actually choose Gordon just for the antics alone.
Yeah.
Just for kind of his ways, but it's really, you don't really have a good choice.
Yeah, it's not a win-win.
No.
Real quick, Hector Santiago, going back to the PED talk from a second ago, he was the pitcher for the Mariners that got busted for the sticky stuff and was suspended. He has now been given an 80-game suspension for PEDs.
Well, Hector's trying to hold on any way possible.
Yeah.
Right here. I need the sticky stuff. I need the
need
PEDs.
something.
Gotta
Yeah.
hold on to this.
Was it the PEDs that was on the ball?
Yeah,
maybe it
right?
was the cream itself.
It was
I don't
the
know.
lotions, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
come on, Hector.
man, you wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt the first time, and now it's like, I don't think so, bud.
Man.
So, lastly, I'm kind of curious what your guys' take on it. The Cleveland Indians, they announced they were going to change their name. The name and logo came out this week. They are now going to be the Cleveland Guardians next week. What do you guys think? I think I know how Greg feels. I don't know how Vinny feels about it, though. Vinny, how do you feel about it?
Go ahead, Vinny.
I don't care. I'm not
don't
a
care?
Cleveland Indians
Yeah,
fan.
that's true.
I don't have any, they don't play in the division.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm not even sure what's the meaning behind the Guardians. Something to do with the statues outside the stadium.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought it was the dumbest name ever until I saw the little featurette about it. Apparently, outside the stadium, there's a bridge that brings you into where the stadium is, and they have 2 giant statues, and they have like the wings on their sides of their head, kind of like an ancient Greek kind of thing, and they're called the Guardians of Traffic. So that's why they went with that, because it leads to the ballpark. that made me like it a little bit more. I think the logo is kind of cool because it's on an angle as opposed to straight on. I still think I saw a lot of people wanted the Cleveland Spiders because that was one of the original Cleveland baseball teams. That would have been kind of neat. And then I know there was a big push for the Cleveland Rockers or for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or just the Cleveland Rocks. But I would think the Rockies would probably try and veto that for, if they teams get upset when your names are too close. But yeah, I mean, I figured it's fine. It's harmless. Greg, what about you?
It's a cheap rebrand.
Yeah.
Guardians, no problem with it. I mean, that's just like, that's just like the generic team.
Yeah.
If it has some meaning for you, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Deans at the end. You got the same color, similar logos.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
the same thing.
Save on stitching, right?
Yeah, lazy pieces of shit. If you're gonna change, fucking rebrand your team, you son of a bitch. New colors, new look, or what. I mean, I got no problem with the Indians, other than the fact that I fucking hate them and they're in the division and I want them to crash and burn. But if you're gonna rebrand, do something cool, change the colors up, give us a new look in baseball. Or something.
I was reading
if you're gonna be PC about it, I won't get too political here, but come on, change it up.
Go all out.
Washington football team crap. Change it up, re-identify yourself. Is that what you need to do? Because if you look at me, I look at that team, I'm like, oh yeah, it's still the Indians. I'm going to be calling them the Indians. Those goddamn uniforms. I'm like, oh yeah, White Sox getting handed their ass by the Indians today. I'm like, oh, excuse me, Guardians.
Guardians, yeah.
You come out in like black and gold or like Vegas. I'm like, oh shit, we got to play them Guardians. Fuck.
Yeah. So, now it's just the Guardians pretending not to be the Indians.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which I get I read up on it. And I get apparently the Native American groups in the area have been petitioning them to change it for damn near 70 years now, they said, supposedly.
Wow.
So whatever. I get that. If it's the Native American groups that want the change, I'm fine. I'm for that. I'm fine. But if it's a bunch of white guys like me bitching and complaining about it, then no, you don't need to change it. But and I mean, I'm sure as I'm pointing over my head, I know the day I'd say within 10 years, the Hawks logo will change. And again, I'm not a Native American, so I feel like I don't really have a say. From what I know with them, there's one group in Chicago that is staunchly for the logo staying. They appreciate all the support the organization gives them, and then there's another group that's staunchly against it. So we'll see. But I mean,
with the Blackhawks though, that's not a derogatory. It's
not derogatory. No,
Native Americans.
I mean, as a kid, I loved the Indians logo. I thought it was really cool. And then when you look at it, it's like, it's a guy with red skin and a goofy ass smile. I get it. It's probably not the nicest thing. So okay, fine, whatever. But I'm just curious. Like you said though, Greg, if you're going to go all out, go all change everything. Change everything.
Change up. Give yourself a new identity,
a fresh start,
a new look, exactly. So, because people just, like I said, if you really look and say, oh, it's the Indians, they're Guardians, or whatever. So,
it's
lazy rebrand. That's all I got on that.
All right. I'm looking to see on Twitter real quick before we wrap up. Let's see. Mason Thompson is heading to the Nats in the Daniel Hudson deal. Apparently, they got rid of Daniel Hudson.
Former White Sox Daniel Hudson.
San Diego Padres are finalizing a deal to get Daniel Hudson. That is where he's going. And
both teams have for the Red Sox and Nationals, both teams have announced the deal. So Bob Nightingale was right on this one. Put it in the win column for Bob.
For Schwarber?
Yep.
For Schwarber?
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm looking, I don't see any more updates. So I guess that's going to do it for us. You guys got anything else you want to add real quick before we move on?
I am very glad. Ladies and gentlemen, I almost didn't make it tonight, but now I'm kind of awake and chipper a little bit, and I'm going to work tomorrow. But all the trade deadline stuff is always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
seeing these teams stack up a little bit. And I guess we're waiting on this Nationals Scherzer Turner thing.
Yeah,
is that the big thing?
Yeah. That's the big one, and then we'll see what else the Cubs do, and maybe the Sox will make another move.
I don't know about this year, but I feel like this year, especially, there's been a lot more. I mean, I guess
crazy.
There's been a lot more possibility. Usually, you hear a rumor of like player A to team B or whatever, and you kind of know that's what you hear. This year's Scherzer to the Padres, Scherzer to the Dodgers, Scherzer to the Red Sox. It's like what? Whoa, Scherzer's staying. It's like, it's been like that with so many players. I mean, Chris Bryant's probably right there with him. So, I mean, there was the Giants, the Mets, this, that, and the other. So, we'll see. We'll
have to see what happens. Before we go, since the Cubs are pretty much done, Vinny, are you hopping on any bandwagons for the rest of the season?
I'll root for the Sox.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And Greg, I'd say, are you hopping on one? But you're on a winning team.
Well, if my team doesn't do it, I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
It'll be further in the playoffs, so
Yeah, I don't know who I would. At this point, I would say I think I still like San Diego.
Yeah,
a lot,
that's
even though they
National League.
even though they have
go.
like half of our players on their team.
It's White Sox West at this point.
Yeah, maybe that's why or whatever. But yeah, maybe for now. But we'll see. There's always a team, if it's not my own, that I kind of root for.
Yeah.
It's usually an underdog or something.
Yeah,
but,
makes sense.
So it's kind of fun to do.
Very cool. All right. Well, we will be back sometime next week with your regularly scheduled baseball and whatever. I think we got a couple good whatever topics if all three of us are there that we'll work on. Again, if you if you are a fan of James Bond, please check out Greg's vlog. Consider Them Slimed, episode 007. Him and Shayla did an amazing job.
Thank you.
It's really, really good. And like I said, as a guy that doesn't know anything about Bond, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So check that out.
I want to have you guys on, but I'm worried about your participation levels. So, I mean, I got the names right here. So if I drew one out and went, from Russia with Love, you're like
Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Look at that. I've heard it's one of the best ones.
Arguably my favorite, but maybe I'll have you guys on.
Maybe you should have us on for Bond trivia.
I'm going to put you out to the Bond fans and let them eat you alive there on Twitter.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Then we can get some more followers. You are kicking our ass on Twitter followers, Greg. I got to say. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
So please check out Greg's vlog. I know I keep forgetting too. I think I have it saved where it keeps coming up mini pod. We got to change that because that's not a mini pod. That's a full blown awesome show. So we got to come up with a better. Maybe we'll just put vlog in front of it or something.
I don't mind mini pod because it is kind of like a slight variation from
it's your side project.
Do. It's a little bit of a side hustle a little bit.
There you
go.
It's
still technically a mini pod. It's not
all right. Fair enough.
So.
But on that note, like I said, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. Feel free to email us at baseballwhatever@gmail.com, facebook.com/baseballandwhatever. Tweet us at baseballandwhat. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, those are our main three. Let us know what you think, and we will see you guys all next week. Take it easy, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.